Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays, the Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH Plus, where we lost and won on the last episode. Is such a thing even possible? Yes. Sorry. Yes! I'm sorry, I have to do it. I'm gonna do Eden first off. Do you see this precious hat? You might not, because I just put this up, but PZVHZ4VA. It's not how you'd read that if you were good at speaking English. Look at this, it's like a nice little cat hat. It's like a cute cat toque or something like that. Actually, it's called a toboggan. Actually, I come from the land of the ice and snow, and it's called a freaking toque, okay? You want to call it a toboggan, that's fine. What state are you from? Oh, Louisiana. Doesn't snow in Louisiana. Actually, in the very northern tip of Louisiana, on the top of a mountain, it snows once a year. You got me. All right, now that we've gotten all the straw men out of the way, we got the D7. It's actually like a really good start. Our rate of fire is great, for spawning at least, for having just spawned in, I should say. The D7 is good, but I don't respect it. The Sun card was nice. Our damage is probably a little bit above average. And, you know, no stat stands out as being terrible. Our HP is good as well. So it's really, really a strong Eden start that doesn't necessarily guarantee us a win, but gives us a good opportunity to... Well, it's like Bill Gates said about, you know, how he's going to set his children up, you know? He's a multi-billionaire. He said his philosophy, he's going to make it so his kids don't have to do anything, but they can't do nothing, you know? They can do whatever they want, they just can't sit on it and spin. He didn't add the spin part. I added that because it's what the font says. And he's a cool dude. So I'm going to play with fire, Kevin Federline's debut album style. Oh, only album style? Debut only? I'm not sure. Would you rather own Paris Hilton's discography or Kevin Federline's discography? There's no right answer to that question, by the way. Dude, BBF is actually stomping. It's destroying every enemy in his path. And another speed upgrade is very nice, especially considering we got a Spirit Heart to begin with. How do we win this run easily? We get an arcade on this floor. And then we're able to use the Sun card to guarantee... Oh, we do have an arcade. I used the Sun card because I was impatient. But then we guarantee ourselves an IV bag or a blood bag. And we just, you know, basically crap on the game from there. The step 3 is just ball out of control and crap on the game. It's a little armchair quarterback. Well, how do you win in the NFL? Well, just stop throwing so many interceptions. It's not that hard, probably. Why are you throwing so many interceptions? Don't you know interceptions are a bad thing? For me, I have you on my fantasy team. Well, we're gonna get Bookworm. I will say the D7 is a respectable item. As in, I'm supposed to respect it, I just sort of don't. But I'm gonna go How to Jump instead. And it's not... that I think the D7 is necessarily worse, although I do think How to Jump is a little bit... Wow, that worked out well. How to Jump is a little bit more easy to understand, I suppose, in terms of, like, how to maximize its benefit, but, I also just don't use the D7 properly rarely, or I should say I don't use the D7 properly almost all the time. So let's just jump out of here. We're in a still really nice spot. I'm gonna go to the item room before the shop, and I will say that the finger pickup is pretty solid there. Finger pickup. Stay away from me. I'm just trying to... Oh, you're gonna make me use my own bomb? After all the things I've done for this... this run? I don't know what I was gonna go for there. After all the things I've done for my country. I've wanted to talk about this for a while, but I've abstained. What does Vin Diesel mean? Wow. In Latin. Now, what does Vin Diesel mean in XXX? He's in the enemy's, like, secret hideout. They give him a nice young lady with whom to spend the night with. I'm not saying it was theirs to give, but, you know, it was on film. They're not changing it now unless there's a director's cut. You just gotta respect the director's wishes, I suppose. She's nearly naked. He looks at her and goes, "The things I'm gonna do for my country." What does that mean? Are you sleeping with her for America? Doesn't that strike you as a weird thing to say for a guy who's undercover right now? is that he's gonna go into the enemy base and he's say the things I'm gonna do for my country. She's gonna report back to the boss and be like, yeah, he said the things I'm gonna do for my country. Seems like he might be an undercover secret agent for the American government. Or the CIA. Just a weird way to lose, you know, being deep undercover is all I'm saying. It's kind of irresponsible from Vin Diesel. Well, from Xander Cage. What's a more ridiculous name, Vin Diesel or Xander Cage? I'm gonna say that Vin Diesel is a more ridiculous name. Because Xander Cage is like, that guy could be the CEO of Spotify for all I know. Vin Diesel can only be Vin Diesel or like a male stripper in the Thunder Down Under. You know, I mean, these aren't that good. Let's go for a Deal with the Angels setup instead. Percocet, glass of scotch, half a Molly, and diesel jeans. I've forgotten the... These are outdated memes because Vine is now, you know, gone, but if you search and diesel jeans, I didn't invent the meme, okay? It's just it's a good Vine. From somebody who's, I don't know, there's probably a private text that has now been taken out of context, but the guy's real happy that he's wearing diesel jeans and is under the influence of multiple legal and illicit narcotics. Well, I guess, you know, Percocet, not illegal. Unless you don't, maybe it's illegal to hold it if you don't have a prescription for it, I don't know. It's the kind of thing I've never had to know. As a non-consumer and also not member of law enforcement, thankfully. I don't think I would be a good police officer. I don't like confrontation whenever possible. I'm a non-confrontational person because people sometimes call me out, but I've got everything to lose and nothing to gain from confrontation. Why would I confront somebody, risk not only potentially getting punched in the face, but risk them proving me wrong? And they're like, actually, my kid's sick, and I was just driving to the hospital really fast, and that's why I'm driving on the shoulder of the road in traffic, because, you know, if not, he's gonna die. Instead, I just take the story, run it through my own personal bias filter, and then tell it to, you know, 30,000 people in an Isaac episode, and am financially compensated for it as a result. Become a hero of the everyman. It's I have no incentive to get into a confrontation with anybody. It's like I have had an encounter once that I've talked about many times with a mentally disturbed person on the bus here in Vancouver. He called me a homophobic slur, and then, you know, berated me from the back of the bus while I was sitting down, and people were like, you should have punched him in the face. What do I have to... I'm an upstanding member of society. I can't go to jail. You know how many tweets I'm going to get from people that are like, hey, where's Isaac today? Well, sorry, I'm serving a 100-day jail sentence because I punched the homeless dude in the face. That's quite literally punching down. It's not a good look. You just instead, you got to go, I'm sorry that our nation's safety net has failed you, but please don't take it out on me. I'm just going to get off the bus here. It's the way you gotta handle it. You know, there's a reason that bum fights existed. It was two homeless people fighting each other. I'm not saying it was good or tasteful or, you know, ethically allowable or permissible by any extent, but it would have been way worse if it was like a professional or even amateur like MMA fighter fighting a homeless guy, because that's not a fair fight, you know? That guy's had training and, you know, he's got a diet plan and he's gunning for a career in the business. It's just not the same set of expectations. That's why you can't just be getting into fights with homeless people who, you know, insult your honor or disrespect you. No, very few people are going to be on your side. Everybody's going to be like, yeah, he was being a jerk, but also, are you okay? Alright. Run's going very well so far. I'm still loving our hat. I wish Broken Modem didn't like 80% destroy everything I love about it, but that's okay. Hopefully we get an Eternal Heart here. And this is kind of like, oh man, maybe even better. This is kind of our gimme floor. Like, this is the floor, it's our senior year. All we gotta do is play okay. You know, don't get into too much trouble, we should be fine. You know, if we go down to our next floor, there's real consequences. We got a roughly 32% chance of a deal with the devil, repeating, of course. And, Or of a deal with the angel, I should say, and a good chance of a deal with the devil. If the deal with the angel goes awry, like, we got a shot at making this work. We are gonna take Guppy's paw, but only briefly. I always forget, like, How to Jump, I rate it as, like, a C tier book. It should probably be, like, a B+ tier book. It does require good timing to use. Properly, I should say. But even just in terms of, like, granting you the ability to get consumables you otherwise wouldn't be able to, it's nice. It's helping us out here. We're flush from an economic standpoint. As a result of the, well, partly as a result of the How to Jump pickup. So I'm liking that. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. What was that shot? Looked like the Nashville Predators trying to score a goal in Game 7, wait, Game 6 of this year's Stanley Cup Finals. It's, you know, very anti-Canadian. Almost got the number of games in this year's Stanley Cup Finals mixed up. I mean, come on. I sure hope somebody lost their job over that one. We get, well, nice little suite of money here. When I was a kid, I thought I was, like, really clever, because I remembered, I was like, going back to, like, 1986, I know the winners of every Stanley Cup. But it was really pretty easy, you know. 1986 is Montreal, and then, like, 87 and 1990 is just Edmonton, Calgary, and Pittsburgh. And then, like, once you get into 95, it's just, like, New Jersey, Detroit, Colorado, New Jersey, Colorado, Detroit, you know. Like, it just keeps... You only gotta remember 3 names. It's like remembering the sequence of notes in Hot Cross Buns or something like that. Detroit, Colorado, New Jersey. Detroit, Colorado, New Jersey. Colorado, Detroit. Yeah, okay, I mean, I'm not gonna... I'm adhering to the joke to a fault at this point. It seems there is no arcade here. Again, with the NHL jokes that are probably like 15% of people understand, but that's okay. Sometimes we go for the references that like 2% of people are gonna understand. It's a different story altogether. Okay, Angelic Spoils, I thought is better Angel Rooms, which is exactly like befitting with what we've been looking for on this run. So let's make our way to that room. We really, really do not want to take red heart damage. It would be an embarrassment for me and for my country. It might actually be the worst line of dirty talk in movie history, because not only is it just ridiculous, it's like a wink and a nod, oh, that's a little scary, to the audience exclusively. But then beyond that, it could have blown his cover. But it is very much in... Come on. Dude, I mean, I'm not too sad about it. The run's still good. But can we have one run that doesn't have BBF or Bob's brain? Like, we're getting to the point where I'm almost a little cheesed off with these items because we just can't reliably not get hit by them, although really I should just get out of the way. Anyway, well, now we got a 50% chance with a deal with the devil, so let's see, you know, even better now. We'd lost a lot of HP in a very short period of time to make myself very embarrassed with that situation. Anyway. I'm sorry I took it out on you, BBF. That wasn't fair. I do also want to say we have had a tiers upgrade in the form of the screw, but a little light on DPS for 4 floors deep. We haven't improved too much. Well, we haven't improved our damage at all, which is a problem. But a problem that hopefully we'll find the means to deal with. The speed upgrade is okay as well. How, like, you're not... I feel like I should know the explosion radius. Obviously, the game is sort of infallible here from, you know, the standpoint of execution, but at the same time, like, I didn't get hit there. I was far enough away. I don't feel like I should have been hit. Triple X is one of those movies that I always am baffled when people older than me like it, because I saw Triple X in a way that should create nostalgia. I was 13 going on 14. That's the way she tends to go. We organized like a boys' night out as 14-year-olds. It was a quaint time, what can I say? Let's go to the local multiplayer. Well, first off, let's stop off at Montana's. You know, have some man food. And then we'll go to the movie theater, watch a manly movie that we wouldn't ever invite our non-existent girlfriends to, Triple X. So we went and we saw it, and I was like, this is garbage. And then when we were talking about it, I was like, it was so cool. I didn't want to see, you know, if you don't like Triple X as a 14-year-old, I was conscious of the fact that it was going to look a little weird. So I was like, yeah, no, it was awesome. I mean, it wasn't perfect. I mean, like, the cinematography. No, that's what I meant is like, yeah, like, Vin Diesel's so cool. Stop thinking Prague Police, start thinking PlayStation. Anyway, so I saw Triple X in the theaters with my boys, and I still did not like it, like, at all. So whenever I hear people that are, like, 33... like 5 years older than me, they're like, yeah, you know, the later Triple X's aren't any good, but the first one's kind of dumb fun. I'm like, really? Like, I have an excuse, and I'm still absolving myself. You're just diving all into the... I mean, of course, and I always want to preface this with this, but, you know, you're always entitled to have your own opinion on all forms of media. I out myself as a snob a lot. I've gotten better about it as I've gotten older, to be honest, but, you know, it's no fun if I come into this conversation and hedge every single piece of it. Well, you know, you might have liked it what if your dad was a big Vin Diesel fan, and, you know, like, you know, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And I respect, or I expect, I should say, that, you know, you got the intestinal fortitude to handle a little dissent without being too offended by it. But I don't think that Triple X is very good. I will say that, I talked about this recently, but I think Transformers is kind of in a different camp. If you like Transformers 1 and you're like, the later ones suck, but the first one's okay, I'm kind of there with you. I don't really like the first one, but I like it more than the first Triple X. Alright, this is a huge floor for us. Even though we've squandered our deal with the devil chance, there's a chance for redemption. Got like an 18 and a little % chance of a deal with the devil, or of a deal with the angel, and a like 17 and a little % chance of a deal with the devil. I'll take either at this point. It's a deal with the devil. See, I said I would take either, but I really would have preferred a deal with the angel. Hey, this is ideal, you know? We can get a deal with the devil, an LA face with an Oakland booty, without actually losing our deal with the angel chance. I like it. Now, we've had some runs that we've sort of squandered lately, so I want to slow our roll. I skipped the curse room on the last floor because I wanted to come down to this floor with more HP. Doesn't really make sense that I then, not that good, that I then immediately went to the curse room, but it ended up working out, so joke's on you, I suppose. Let's go see if we can get a blood bag here and make some progress. If not, really would like to go to our shop. We don't have to do boss rush. I mean, we have to do boss rush at a point, but I don't feel any compulsion to do boss rush right now, is what I'm suggesting. Magician, Empress, Wheel of Fortune. We're not going to save Wheel of Fortune until, like, the end of the game, so we might as well blow it up. And the question mark card is nice. If we find ourselves in a bad spot, we can pop it, like, emergency. An urgent emergency, just how urgent your love can be. I don't really like that song, but I love the part where it goes... You know, if you've heard Urgent Emergency by Foreigner, you know what I'm talking about. It's one of the great all-time sounds in, you know, 1980s rock music. Along with the synth from Ghostbusters. And the, you know, guitar beat, or guitar rhythm from Blondie's Call Me. Okay, look. It's like I've been telling you. BFF is occasionally leaving us in a situation in which we can't do anything at all. I resent it. I don't respect it. We got 0.3 luck. Let's gamble a little bit, get some HP back, please. We do need Skatol. If we got Skatol there, I wouldn't even be cheesed. We could probably blow up the blood bank and get some HP. We could probably blow up any of this and have a chance to get some HP back. But I think I'm justified in being, like, a little bit ticked off because Like, I really am trying to not take damage. When I walk into a room and the enemies are so close to me that BBF just explodes in my face, just like you did to me, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm also not going to pick up the poop. I don't see what benefit that gives us. We play as Blue Baby, so we shouldn't ever have to pick up the poop in order to get anything accomplished here. This is a big one. Thank you. 2 Spirit Hearts preserves our relatively okay chance of getting a Devil Deal or Angel Deal. Either one at this point. We've got to sort of start to make sacrifices to our platonic ideal in order to... Oh, yeah, sure, okay. In order to make our run a little easier. Well, the HP is actually nice. At first I was afraid. I was petrified. I'm thinking, how am I going to live without you by my side? No, but I was thinking probably it's a silly idea for us to be taking Fire Mind here, but we're going to do it anyway. Smelt some trinkets. Right, we can't donate because we've already donated enough to break it, which I think in this case was 1 cent. 2% of the best rapper of the 2000s. I don't know if we're talking best rapper of the 2000s. Kendrick Lamar. You can't just say Kendrick Lamar for every question. It wasn't until 2012 when Good Kid, Mad City came out and he entered, you know, the cultural relevance to the point that he has to this present day, okay? You gotta go Kanye West. For at least most influential rapper of the 2000s. Who else are you gonna go with? Ludacris? He'd probably end up being in the top 10, but so would, like, Ja Rule. $50 Cent would be, he'd probably be up there number 1, number 2. Dude. I hate when we have a run where I start with an unbridled level of optimism, and then it's just choked out of me by the game. I've made my own mistakes on this run, but come on. 3.97 damage, 0 damage upgrades by the time we hit the depths too. A little silly. I would have loved to have done Angel Deals, which is a sentence that almost made sense when I said it. I would have loved to have done. I would have loved to have done Angel Deals, but they didn't show up. At least they didn't show up in time for me to be ready for them. All right. Now, if we're going to talk about unpreventable damage, I think that might take the cake right there. Well, you really shouldn't stand in the center of a room as far as possible away from harmful walls, just in case a mimic spawns when you're directly next to it. I mean, okay. I'm getting a little... You might say, NL, you know, eat a Snickers. You're not yourself when you're hungry. I say thank you. Snickers are a top-tier candy bar in my personal opinion. I do deviate from the norm slightly in my candy or chocolate bar preferences. Sometimes we call them candy bars, sometimes we call them chocolate bars. I don't know. I don't know the methodology for it. I just say the words as I learn them, right? I do not really care for Kit Kats. I know they're popular pretty much everywhere. Not my favorite. But I am a Skittles man. I know Skittles might be one of the most popular candies. I'm for them. But I'll never... You know, we're dangerously close to like popcorn versus Oreo territory in the last episode, but I never buy candy. If there's candy around, I'll find a good reason to eat it most of the time. If you're like, hey, do you want like a handful of Skittles? I'll be like, yeah, give me the Skittles. Okay, don't just walk it. That's like, okay, now you're making some terrible plays. But if I'm at a grocery store checkout line, just never happens. The tabloids and the candy and the gum are just there for me to look at and entertain myself while I wait and then, like, judge the person in front of me. I'll be like, oh my god, do you actually need 40 liters of apple juice? Like, you're entitled to buy whatever you want, but I would also like you to recognize on some level that that's ridiculous. Like, I sort of resent that you're not... Oh, you're gonna explode regardless. Yeah. Sort of resent that you're not looking back right now and just being like, hey, at least acknowledge the amount of apple juice you've deigned to consume here. It's quite a lot. That's all I'm saying. This is potentially a bad idea, but I actually think we need some big plays here. Sure, it's fine. Hive Minds, which is actually Fire Mind, is leaving me in a scary situation. Dude, I hate not having the Polaroid. I guess we gotta beat Isaac with the 6 major characters, like Isaac, Maggie, Cain, Judas, Blue Baby, Eve, Samson. I don't know. Well, I basically hate that. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll come back to you when we get some more HP. I do want to have the chance to make the Hush fight, but I am also, like, in the market, of course, for just, just beating the game with the, via the Isaac path. And again, that should be easy. The fact that it's proving to be a little bit more difficult is as much a testament to the danger factor on this run as it is to the fact that I haven't been playing that well over the past couple of episodes, and I'll admit that willfully, although it hurts me deep down in my soul, because this is the one game I should at least be good at. It turns out that the only other game I'm good at is Typing Race from Tower Unite, and I don't know if that's going to be like a real esport anytime soon, so... Why do this room? Very simple. Thought the second secret room is here. It might have red hearts. Red hearts open up an ability to play more... Oh, never mind. An ability to play more of the Demon Judgment and maybe get a big upgrade. And, well, we were, like, sort of right. But I'm gonna do this first, and if we get a deal with the devil, we'll play it by ear. Could end up being good, could end up being garbage, and could end up being, and probably will be, somewhere in the middle, where we don't know whether it's good or garbage until we think about it some more. Yeah, like, this is a perfect example of that. Yeah, okay. Here's what you do. And this is actually, it might not look like it right now, this is the ballsiest approach to take here. And it might preclude us from doing the Hush fight, but it's also a little bit of mad genius in its own right. We shouldn't have done that, though. It doesn't matter too much, because we don't have permanent Polaroid invincibility anyway. So we're just gonna... That's perfect, thank you. Thank you for paying out quickly. I do kind of want Guppy's hairball, because that would take us one item away from Guppy with the goat head backing us up. However, I am not 100% convinced that that's... That just burns me up inside. I'm not 100% convinced that that's sane, or at least wise. What we are gonna do, and I've thrown away so much HP on this floor, so I'm really hesitant to put myself in a position where we might do it again, but this Demon Judgment should pay out. All I need is for him to pay out with something like Ceremonial Robes, and then that gives me the breathing room to take Guppy's hairball in the hopes that we get Guppy, and maybe that makes it possible for us to leverage this into a Hush run instead of a Cathedral chance, and, you know, good things can happen there. Being on a half-heart interval is better here, but I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. If it works out in any way, shape, or form, it should be nice for us, and we should have pretty much every available opportunity to make it to the Hush fight if we want, but we really shouldn't be concerning ourselves with the Hush fight right now. We should be concerning ourselves with, like, our moment-to-moment survival. Dude, you're actually crushing me, though. Like, mathematically... This is what I resent in games sometimes. What you're doing right now is testing my patience. You're not testing my game acumen by any stretch of the imagination. All you're doing is like, hey, are you gonna give up before I pay out? Because it's a long walk back that way and you gotta dodge the red poops every time. There we go, it's a gimpy payout. And I think on a gimpy payout, it's not quite good enough, especially with 0.3 luck. So I think we just bounce. I'm sorry, Guppy's hairball, but being overly aggressive has cost me in the past, very recent past. I think it's wise for us to just leave. But we can use the goat head to hopefully pick up 9 lives. It would still be a good pickup on the next floor. Although we wouldn't be doing that. Well, we might still do the Hush in that case. Anyway, we'll see. This will be a great time for a syringe. The virus, like, doubles up with Gimpy. Are you a wizard? Puberty. Puberty's fine. Give me some more puberty pills, and I'm okay with that. That's an expression that, until Isaac, I wouldn't have thought I would ever have said that in my entire life. Give me some puberty pills. Because there are puberty pills, in an abstract sense. Again, this is me talking about things I don't understand, but you can get, like, hormonal replacements. It's kind of like a meal replacement, but for your endocrine system. Again, I'm talking about things I don't understand. In another life, there's, like, a me who's working as a, you know, endocrinologist somewhere. For some reason, you just had, like, violent chest pains, and he's wondering why. That's because your evil doppelganger just mentioned you. So we lost our half spirit heart, I think, there. But at least we've still got red hearts, and of course 100% chances to deal with the devil. Again, there's no half-heart incentive right now, so we're just kind of toughing it out. Dude, we got so lucky. That was by far, I think, I was going to say the best, but I'm going to revise. It's the only time I've ever had a broken modem really be worth anything at all, so thank you for that. The Joker card is way better served on the Cathedral. And really at this point, it's just, we do Abaddon, Sin Robes, like anything that gives us HP. 9 lives, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for those items and sort of those items alone. Before you get on my case about this run, in which I willfully admit, taking some bad shots here I'm not that pleased with, I would like to remind you... Invested? Doesn't matter. I would like to remind you, come on, 4.9 damage. Do we have a good rate of fire? Oh, yeah. We actually could die here. But if we Joker, we're just gonna spawn in here again, so I think we just tough it out. Wow. Okay. So, be a little smarter. Nah, it's like so not worth it. Okay, okay, we're out. Ooh. Joker, come on, work with me. Oh, we can't do anything with it. Unless we want to literally put ourselves one hit away from death. Which I will admit, I thought about. For a second there, I was like, the stat bonus... Don't get close to enemies. The stat bonus probably won't be worth it, but it could be. Have to give a little credit to Gimpy. We haven't gotten any spirit hearts out of Gimpster yet, but we have gotten red hearts, and the red hearts are keeping us in the game. Cards, please. 2 of diamonds. I mean, would have been a little bit more worthwhile if we'd done the Hush fight, but so be it. This all comes down to the Isaac fight. If we can make it to the Isaac fight, it all comes down to the Isaac fight. That might have sounded even well-spoken. It's not well-spoken. It's the most obvious truism I could come up with. We're good? Good. So let me continue to move here. Great work. I don't know why I thought I was boxed in on this room. We might actually have an exit up here, which would be very nice. I want us... Oh. Hold it, hold it, hold it. You're good. Whew. Sometimes it just takes a second to realize that you're in the clear. Grab the bombs. We might need them. All we need to do... Yes, that's exactly why I was not using Krampus's head, by the way. Because I was worried that the boss room could be around the corner. Not worried, actually, like excited that the boss room could be around the corner. None of this matters. We don't need it. Ignore it. It's all fluff. And a great Krampus's head. Thank you. Like a perfect BBF moment. Redemption for the times that it hit me and I had no control over it. Not every time it hit me was one of those times. I definitely walked into a couple. I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie. We need some explosions, please. That's perfect. Broken modem also stalled long enough to guarantee that we were gonna get the skip there, which is nice. Otherwise, he does multiple attacks, which is obviously like very suboptimal for us because we have to dodge them, which almost just happened right there. We're so close. We were also so close to getting blown up by our own BBF there, but he did get Isaac. I think we're going to make it. And you know what? We did not play... impossible. We did not play a great game, but we played a good enough game to deserve the victory. So I'm excited about that. And geez, that would have been a problem. Finally, we got blank card. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time.